Christopher Nolan's Interstellar is undoubtedly a film that engages with themes typical of the science fiction genre. It follows the study of space and time, black holes, artificial intelligence, and time travel in a highly scientifically accurate depiction of an attempted mission to save humanity. The film is centred around the potential extinction of humanity as a result of a blight that's taking the oxygen and food supply from Earth, and Cooper's mission is to find another habitable planet in order to ensure survival of the population and future generations. But despite engaging in these themes on the surface level, Nolan positions themes of love, humanity, and the paranormal with the idea that love transcends time at the heart of Interstellar.
Love isn't something we invented. It's observable, powerful. It has to mean something.
Love has meaning, yes. Social utility, social bonding, child rearing.
We love people who have died. Where's the social utility in that?
None.
Maybe it means something more, something we can't yet understand. Maybe it's some evidence, some artifact of a higher dimension that we can't consciously perceive. I'm drawn across the universe to someone I haven't seen in a decade, who I know is probably dead. Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
The theme of love seeps through the narrative in a multitude of ways throughout Interstellar, but arguably most importantly through Cooper and Murph's father-daughter relationship. The film depicts the emotional impact Cooper's leaving has on Murph, and essentially portrays the idea that humans are inevitably driven by love, in a humanist message that subverts the typical conventions of the science fiction genre. Cooper's main motivation for accepting the mission to save humanity appears to be in the survival of his children, even if that means not being around to see them grow. This is another way in which Interstellar demonstrates themes of humanity, with Cooper's human instinct to protect and save his children as his number one priority. Cooper and Murph's separation is perhaps one of the most important elements of the film's narrative, as Murph begs her father to stay, her only hope a piece of paper with the word "stay" scribbled on. Murph decodes this from a series of haunting events, further subverting the science fiction genre with paranormal ghostly themes interwoven between the themes of love and transcendence. It's not until later that we find out Cooper's future self was Murph's ghost all along. He was behind the message, making it all the more poignant.
Me, Murph. How is your ghost?
I know. People didn't believe me. They thought that I was doing it all myself. But I knew who it was.
Early on in the film, we see books falling off the shelf, communicating in a kind of Morse code, which Murph assumes is a ghostly presence. Later, in a dust storm, a pattern of dust forms on the floor, which inevitably gives them the code to NASA's base, which is where Cooper's mission starts. Throughout the film, ghostly occurrences happen, later explained as Cooper's desperate attempt to contact Murph through the Tesseract, and contact himself as a result of regretting leaving. This paranormal theme adds yet another layer to the science fiction film, not typical of the genre, making Interstellar not only a science fiction space film, but a story of haunting regret. In an emotional scene, we see Cooper's first glance at his children in adulthood, growing up without him as they are separated by the hands of time. Being torn away from his children prematurely, Cooper's absence leaves a mark on them into adulthood, as they age whilst he doesn't. In the realisation that 23 years has gone past, Cooper is given the chance to listen to the attempts to contact him from his children over the years. Throughout the scene, a collection of recorded messages relay on screen from Tom and Murph. As the messages play, the shots mostly focus on Cooper and his emotional reaction, as opposed to the video messages on screen. The use of close-up helps to detail and illustrate Cooper's turmoil as he listens to his children, especially as his daughter Murph asks him to come back, explaining that she's the age he was when he left. He sobs in what could perhaps be tears of regret, realising he's been left behind in what feels like such a short amount of time to him, subsequently missing out on watching his children grow up. The film also impactfully gives the viewer a sense of the brevity of life, as in space, time moves slowly in comparison to down on Earth, highlighting how precious it really is. Unbeknownst to Cooper, this father-daughter relationship will be briefly reunited in what feels like years to come, as Murph will be the one to save humanity, after cracking the equation, allowing humanity to transport across space and time, to begin inhabitancy on another planet. It's only after Cooper sacrifices himself to the Gargantuan so that Brand can reach Edmund's planet that he reaches the Tesseract and Murph is able to decipher the message properly, piecing the last puzzle piece together. Therefore, it's as a result of Cooper's sacrifice and love that leads humanity to be saved. As we see an infinite ongoing shot of Cooper travelling through the Tesseract, he realises that his love with Murph is the key.
Love, Taj, love. It's just like Brand said. My connection with Murph, it is quantifiable. It's the key.
What are we here to do?
Find out, tell her.
Essentially, this scene is where science fuses with human emotion and love solves the puzzle in how to save humanity. Cooper communicates with Murph through the Tesseract, which shows every possible outcome in time, using her watch, allowing to receive the message. In focusing on love and humanity as a main theme, with themes of paranormal interwoven, Interstellar subtly subverts our expectations of the science fiction genre, in an allegory of what Nolan describes as what it means to be human. Interstellar, whilst honouring science, also takes into account the spiritual qualities of man that scientists cannot test or humankind fully understand. In doing so, it regards the science and the fact, whilst also daring to honour the mystery of love. It has been argued that, for all its science, thus Interstellar remains a story of love and sacrifice. What will eventually save humanity from itself is love. Love is represented as a force, something we don't fully understand that has the strength and ability to transcend. We love people who die, we love people far away from different continents and time zones, we love our pets, our children, and our parents. It doesn't matter when, where, or even why, but we do. What Interstellar is telling us is that love transcends space and time.